Okay, we are back, and for some reason I thought I put the lever in here before I left, but apparently not. So we're gonna do that. You guys are gonna have to excuse the sound of my voice because it is really stuffy. And no, I don't have a cold, it's just I've been having major issues with sinuses. So I've actually got a glass of cordial here to sort of help with talking because I'm breathing through my mouth at this moment. Let's read this. Elevator handle to be stored in office each evening at 6 o'clock. We'll go to level 2, I think. And we'll check out what's up there and see if there's any items that we can get hold of. Because we can't go to the basement right now. And we'll enter the woman's wing. And we can't really go into any of these because I think they're locked. Or they're not accessible at this stage. I think we can go later on through this end door. Looks like there's a bit of mold on the ceiling there. Don't know if anyone spotted it.
It's locked.
Yeah, and we don't know the key at this stage.
I don't have time to try all these keys.
He sounds very whiny, doesn't he? See up here, looks like there's a bit of mold or something going on. Let's go into this room.
It's dark in here, Dad.
It'll be okay, Josh. You've got Freddy with you, right?
Yeah?
Okay, well hang on to it. He'll keep you company until I get there.
Okay.
Hello? Is someone there?
Who are you?
I'm Marilyn Wilson. This is my room. Or at least it is until I have my baby. I'm due any day now.
I'm very happy for you.
Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, so I guess that's all we can look at the moment. Some teddy bears here.
That's little Teresa. After she's born, she'll sleep in the bassinet.
Oh yeah, bassinet.
You know, I do that sometimes. That's for the baby. I can't wait until she's born.
Yes, about that. Okay. Complete book of baby names. Can we take the baby name books?
Doctors sometimes allowed patients to keep items that reinforced their fantasies. According to her medical records, Marilyn Wilson spent hour after hour absorbed in this book of baby names, even though she wasn't pregnant.
Okay, so she thought she was pregnant, but apparently she wasn't pregnant.
Patients were allowed to keep personal possessions of special significance to them. This cigarette lighter was a gift of Marilyn Wilson's younger sister, Martha.
We don't have the cigarette lighter here, unfortunately. We actually need to touch the screen and go through everything on here because it will be useful. So we're just going to press on all this stuff. If you want to slow down the video and you want to pause it and read it, that's fine. I'm not going to go reading everything. Like I said, I just don't have time to sort of go through all of this and read it out. And I'm pretty sure that most of the large words on here I couldn't read anyway. So, apparently she had a mental problem and suffered depression and all that kind of thing. Okay. So I pressed on all of these. I think that covers most of it. I think this is actually called, we've got psychodesis. I think that's how it's pronounced. Psydesis, I'm not too sure. We're gonna go talk to Marilyn now. Always pay attention to the names too, and if you're not too sure how to spell them, come back or write them down if you ever want to play this game. Got some baby boots up here.
They're a gag gift from my girlfriend. No baby's feet could be that small. Besides, they're blue, and I'm going to have a girl.
Doesn't mean that it's going to be blue. Girl might like blue.
With all the money my parents are spending, you'd think they could spring for more than just one lamp.
look at.
Why do they make you wear those things? They look so goofy.
I can't really take it.
It'll never fit. Not in a million years.
They're so weird. I don't even know why people have hats like that for the photos.
That's Tommy with his army buddies in Korea. Isn't he cute?
And she has a Blackstone high school. Looks like she graduated at something. She's at a diploma.
Graduating from high school was the happiest day of my life.
And we'll open the drawer and have a look in here. Can we read it or can we... I'll just take it. I don't think we can ask her if we can take it. I think we just take it.
Hi. Thanks for coming to visit me. Have you seen my cigarette lighter?
Why? Is yours missing?
Yes. It was a present from my sister. You'd recognize it right away. It's shaped like a really neat dragon. I'd be really grateful if you could find it for me.
Tell me about the baby.
She'll be born real soon. I say she, although I really don't know yet. But I'm hoping for a girl.
Aren't you a little young to be having a baby?
Yeah, I know. My parents are furious. That's why they put me in here. But when Tommy gets back, we'll get married and then everything will be okay.
Is he any older than you?
Tommy Gardner. He's my fiancé. He'll be 19 in November.
Why isn't he around to help?
He's in Korea. That's his picture with his army buddies on the bulletin board.
Okay, so now we'll just click out of that. We'll have a look at her diary. Which will actually give us a lot of information, but I think 2 of the pages are stuck together, which is why we don't know what's going on. So she just says here that she's started writing, and she's taking notes basically of the asylum, what's going on in the asylum. I know it is a little hard to read. There are some words that I myself couldn't even really pick out. I'm terrible at cursive writing. But she talks about basically the asylum, what happens in it. She mentions how the inmates seem okay, but the workers or the staff nurses, they seem a little odd. They act peculiar. They treat the inmates or patients like they don't matter anymore. Just things like that. Then as you progress through, you notice significantly that she gets sadder and sadder. Like today she talks about Dr. Metcalf, and once you get towards the end of it, you know that it's the big sign of her, from her being happy to her suffering depression and coming to terms with what's going on.
The pages are stuck together.
And I don't know what happened on those 2 pages, but and here it says she told me I needed to learn the difference between pregnancy and fantasy and reality, not pregnancy. In other words, that they say that she's fantasizing it and actually making it all up, and yeah, there's a lot of that saying that she's basically dreaming about the baby. It's not real. There's actually some stuff on that board when I clicked on it earlier, saying that I think psychodesis. I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it mimics like when women want to have a baby. If they desire to have a baby or want to have a baby so badly that their body will actually cater to their needs, apparently. So I think that's everything. And I think this is basically a closing thing saying thank you to her family and everything. I think this is before she actually commits suicide, which is why her spirit's still here. So we'll just close this book. And we'll have a chat to her again.
Hello again.
But I'm still looking.
Thanks.
His name is Joshua. Have you seen him?
Sorry, no.
So before we ask about the pregnancy, I'm going to ask her about the diary.
Why did you start writing everything down?
It was more of a journal, actually. When I first got here, I wanted to write a story about the asylum. But then I got so excited about the baby that I haven't written in it for a long time. You can read it if you want.
You're a good writer.
Thanks. For a long time I wanted to be a reporter. But now I just want to stay home with the baby when she's born.
What's it really like to be here?
It's weird. There's this strange combination of being all alone, yet you're living in a building full of other people. The patients are mostly nice, actually. It's the attendants who act strange. Isn't that odd? But the thing I miss most is my privacy.
You've got your own room. Isn't that private enough?
Well, first of all, everyone on the staff gets to look at all my records. I can understand that because they might need to know something about my medicine or something. But they go way beyond that. I think they want to make sure I'm not secretly talking with Tommy. Do you believe it? They even steam open my mail.
How can you feel alone with so many people around?
I miss my family. My parents told my sisters they can't visit, and Tommy is in Korea. The other patients here are nice, but I don't really know them.
Why do you say they act strangely?
Actually, it's both the doctors and the attendants. They act as if the people here aren't really people. They don't listen. They treat the patients like children. It's like as soon as someone is labeled crazy, they don't count anymore. But a lot of the inmates here aren't really all that nuts. Or even if they are, they still deserve respect. I'm sorry. I shouldn't go on like that. It just makes me angry is all.
2 of the diary pages seem to be stuck together. Can you tell me what's on the second page?
Sorry, I really don't remember.
Tell me about the medical treatments.
Mostly they take me down to the hydrotherapy room. I can always tell when they're taking me there because the attendant gets out that big gray key that opens the door. Right now, I don't remember anything about what happens in there. But that's okay. I'd rather think about the baby.
Okay, so now we know what the key is to get into that one therapy room, or where she was having her therapy done. So we can now open a door. So that's great. This is how we find out on getting through to other doors. We have to actually talk to other spirits who will give us information about certain rooms, and then they will tell us what the key looks like, and then we'll know from the keys we've got down here. So now I'm going to ask her about the pregnancy. I think it's really weird that her parents weren't allowed to visit her and they steam opened her mail. It seemed very suspicious.
I've read that the doctors don't believe you're going to have a baby.
Don't be silly.
It's what the doctors call pseudocyesis.
Yes, but that doesn't apply to me. I'm really having a baby.
Maybe you just want to believe you're going to have a baby.
That's ridiculous. Why would I choose to make my parents mad at me and let them lock me up away from all my friends? Whoever told you that is lying.
Okay, so here we find out that maybe things are lying. Obviously the people who made the museum don't know that what was going on in this place is a fraud, unfortunately. And they've written basically what was documented, which was actually a lie. So she must have had a baby? I don't know. We'll find out.
Do you like it? I picked it out myself.
Or she was pregnant, or she had a baby here, or she committed suicide before she had the baby. We need to explore a little bit deeper into this now. But for now, let's go downstairs, because we've got everything we've got from that room. We now know which key we can use to get into her therapy room. And I think that will also lead us to another spirit that we can talk to and get some more information off of. So we'll now go to the basement. Push to B. Okay, this is a very odd area down here. I don't know why, but it already looks pretty evil, demonic, and spooky, and the ground has lots of stains on it. So this already looks pretty messed up for anything, even for a museum status.
Some stains stay with us always, no matter how we may try to scrub them out.
I'm a bit concerned about the stains we have down here. You know, they're a bit red.
Some stains stay with us always, no matter how we may try to scrub them out.
I like how it's like, yeah, you know, there's some stains down here. We've got a morgue. Oh,
It's
boy.
locked.
Just what we need. We've got a morgue, hydrotherapy. Was I able to get to that room? Did it open? Oh, this might be the room I was talking about, maybe. No? Different. Different, is it?
Hello? My name is Jane. Who are you?
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. Although the circumstances aren't very pleasant.
Circumstances? Ooh. Okay, so what have we got here?
Jet nozzles allowed therapists to stimulate specific body parts with a high-speed flow of water.
You take off your clothes and they shoot this water at you. It really stung. Especially if they just kept spraying in one spot.
Almost sounds like prison, doesn't it?
The wrist restraints were used to ensure the patients didn't harm themselves when in the tub or while using other equipment. Although they may have caused some discomfort, they were there for the good of the patients.
I hated them. They made me feel like a prisoner.
I don't think we need any of this stuff. I'm not sure though.
Nothing good could come from that.
I don't think we can take.
Please, leave them where they are.
Yeah, I didn't think
They've caused enough misery.
I didn't think they were that useful, so we'll just close the case back up again. Seems a bit odd that these cases aren't locked, actually. We'll have a look at this, because maybe there might be something interesting in it. So this talks about hydrotherapy, we've got the tubs. I think there were like steam boxes as well, which is really odd. I don't know what steam boxes really did. I feel as if you left somebody in a steam box for a really long time, the heat could possibly kill them or make them faint or make them extremely ill. Apparently it helps relieve pain and improve circulation, but I'm not too convinced. In fact, a lot of things at the moment aren't convincing me. I feel very suspicious. And wet packs. Okay, so I guess that. All right, let's just move on from this. Is there anything down here that we can take from this room? We've got some towels. Can I take a sheet? Okay, we got a sheet. I'm not too sure what the sheet does at this point. Examine bottles.
Those are massage oils, but I've never heard of an inmate getting a massage.
Wow.
Epsom salts, but you had to bribe the attendants to use them.
Oh boy.
I think they stocked the shelves just for show.
So I never really used any of this stuff for you guys.
We were supposed to put our personal belongings on the shelves while we were in Hydro, but sometimes they disappeared, so no one did.
So in other words, they stole your personal items. Okay, oh boy. This area looks pretty... This definitely looks messed up. This looks absolutely horrible. It looks terrifying.
Once it's locked down, there's no getting out. It's so heavy, it used to take 2 attendants to lift it.
Oh boy. Talk to Jane. Oh dear. Why is she attached to this thing?
You can't imagine what it feels like to be locked up in there. It's dark, it's hot, and you can't get out. Yes?
Were you sick?
I'm not sure. I became confused. I think life outside became too overwhelming for me. I believe they called it a nervous breakdown.
I mean, is it important to you in some way? Why can I talk to you when I'm looking at it?
I don't know. Except I have a deadly fear of being trapped inside. Maybe that's it.
So when he's asking why the heat chamber, he's asking why is she attached to this particular item? And apparently it's because she's afraid of it. It's her one deadly fear of being trapped in this thing and not being able to get out, and I can totally understand that.
What did you talk about?
Oh yes. All we ever talked about was going home. It was the guiding star, the beacon ahead, the goal for which we existed. Home. We talked about it constantly, endlessly. Every day we woke up wondering if that day would be the day. Even a criminal knows when he's going to get out. But we were in prison with no release date, with only the hope of one day returning to our husbands and children.
What was it like?
It was harsh. I suppose there was something wrong with us, and they were only trying to help, but it was very difficult. I don't believe anyone outside really knows what happens in these institutions. I suppose they're better off not knowing.
What finally happened to you?
Oh, I finally got to go home. I don't remember much about that anymore. But I do know that it made me very, very happy.
And now her spirit's trapped here, and she clearly sounds very traumatized and sad, and I feel this room is probably the next saddest room that I hate in this game. It sort of gives a tense feeling, and I think that helps because of the voice acting, because the voice acting is amazing, except for Oliver himself, like I keep pointing out, but the voice actor who does Jane does it tremendously well. What is this? We got a drone.
Once a week they made us clean out the drains. It was disgusting work.
I bet. I don't even really know what probably went down those drains. Maybe. I don't want to know.
There was a secret code that they used to turn the machines on and off. They never let me see what it was.
Okay.
It's all very confusing. I don't know what everything does.
Let's go over here and have a look at... I think there's a way that we can actually turn these machines on. I think we can find out the code and actually turn on the steam room, I think.
Nothing's happening.
But we need to actually know. No point in looking at the switch. We can open it. We can...
They'd keep us in there for hours at a time, but it never seemed to help much.
I don't think I'd even really want to be in the steam box, honestly. I think that would also be terrible. And it'd probably burn. Okay, I'm not sure if I remember this too much.
There was a secret code that they used to turn the machines on and off. They never let me see what it was.
I think we have to press these buttons in a particular order. But I don't remember what order? It's really odd. We'll come back to the switchboard anyway later once we actually find out the code. I think that's everything that's down here. For now, we've got the towel. I think we need to go back up to Maryland. I don't think there's much else to talk about.
I used to stare up at that window for hours, wondering what was happening outside.
Can we open the window?
It can't be opened, you know. You're trapped in here like the rest of us.
That's pretty messed up. We're trapped in here. Okay, so this must have been the therapy that Marilyn was talking about. Can we get into any of these other rooms? I don't think. Maybe we can talk to Malcolm. Sometimes he will...
It's locked.
...tell us a key. I know later on we have to go through this door. So let's just...
Yes, Oliver?
So here we go. We can talk about all sorts of things. Where's her lighter?
Why did you take it?
Are you sure I took it? Are you certain it wasn't you? Perhaps the museum people simply haven't placed it there yet.
Where did you hide it?
Oh, Oliver, you forget my goal. I want you to explore the asylum, to rekindle your old memories. Even if I did take the lighter, I would scarcely tell you where it is.
I'm sure he would.
Did she really have a baby?
Marilyn was a very sick girl. You must remember that when you speak with her.
Maybe you're just a figment of my imagination.
It hardly matters, does it? If you are making this up, you have certainly gone insane. Yet if I am a ghost, then your rational worldview has developed a few cracks. Quite a problem, isn't it?
So either way, we're basically a lunatic. Okay, so we don't know any other particular rooms at this stage. We we may have to come back. So let's go up here. I think at this stage we'll be able to talk to Marilyn again. So we'll just go back up again to the second floor. We can also look Jane up on the computer too, which actually may help us. I vaguely remember this game. I don't remember it as well as I probably should. It has been a while since I played it. But let's find out. We'll go into this room and we'll have a bit of a chat with her again.
I remember now. They killed my baby. Then I killed myself. How can I be dead and still talking to you? I don't understand. Oh, hello.
What happened to Teresa?
They took her from me as soon as she was born. They wouldn't even let me hold her. And then they burned her.
Do you have any idea what happened to your cigarette lighter?
Dr. Metcalf took it. He did it to torment me because he knows it reminds me of my sister. I hate him. It's the only thing I have left. Please find it for me. Please?
Your records say you were making this all up.
It's a lie. My family is trying to cover it all up so they won't be disgraced. And Dr. Metcalf is in on it. But my Teresa was born, and she was beautiful. And then he killed her.
Dr. Metcalf has kidnapped my son. Do you have any idea where he could be?
I'm sorry. We've both lost children to that man. I wish I could tell you not to worry, but I can't.
Do you know anything about that control panel next to the steam boxes?
The code was supposed to be secret, but that was a joke. They never changed it. All they ever did was flip the second and third switches from the top to on, and then everything would work.
Okay, so now I feel slightly depressed. Everything has gone downhill, and even though I know this story, this girl's story, every time when I hear the sentence of "they burned her" in the voice actor's lines, it is heart-wrenching and absolutely traumatizing. This game is extremely dark, extremely horrible, and I don't think I'm ever gonna be comfortable with it. So, at least now we know how to get into and turn on the Steam box. So that's, yeah, I guess that's something. I don't know if that makes anything feel any better to what we've experienced. I'm gonna call it quits for now before it ends up way too depressing and too dark. I feel like we've gone on for a little while now anyway. And we'll continue on to the basement and we'll turn on that switch in the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye.